Okay, gentlemen and gentlewomen, I have here, here a nice piece of melt I found in the creek. It's clearly self-evident because you can see the mortar, the brick, some more mortar, and some of the bricks with some of the other surviving stuff. So, aside from what I'm saying, what do you see? I'll get to that piece again later. But I'm going to show some more close-ups of this. Was this some type of a cream brick or tan brick or a red brick? It's hard to say. It's so melted, I don't know. But let's just ignore that. And let's show other signs of actual melt as well. Here I have vitrified material I have found throughout the creek by where I live, which is the Rock Creek. Now this to me is self-evident of actual melt. It's vitrified. It's got the green vitrified glass look. It looks like something was kind of doing something weird right there. So, for those who think I don't have my receipts on this melted material, what I call actual melt, not just the pseudo melt or placebo melt or pareidolia melt. This is actual melt. And as I say, I have my receipts and I bring them. So I'm going to show some of these. Finally. So here's this piece of actual melt. Let's make this quick and simple, hopefully. Here's some more melt. I mean, at which point does a brick... Do I have any bricks in here? I do not. But at which point does this happen? And that happen? And all this stuff here happen? Because there's two red bricks. There's a tan brick with vitrification on it. There's a tan brick which melted like wax. See, I do have signs of melt, and I do support the evidence of such things happening. But this still has the tan brick matrix. And it's still a tan brick. This is a heavily damaged red brick, and there's no transitions of any tans in it. Even saw some of the mortar on it. So at what point does this red brick become tan? And what point does this brick, which still has most of its color, besides the weathered creek water staining all over it, at what point did this thing get so hot it vitrified, but left this color still tan? Still has the tan brick matrix. Of course, we have Mr. Oreo here, being a goober. But at which point do these bricks transmutate from red to tan or just stone to rock? Like this self-evident piece here, right? So let's get on to some more actual melt. Of actual melted materials which create these globs of vitrified material. Which, yes, these are my receipts I talk about. Because at least I have them. But people want to keep playing fucking stupid. So, here we got some actual vitrified melt. Self-evident, this is melted material. Which is now this conglomeration of vitrified materials. Now I don't see any bricks in there. Let's go on to this one. Now this shows signs of other things in here. I can't speak on what they are because it's so far gone. It's literally impossible to assume what this is a conglomeration of. But it's clearly melt. It's even got some iron oxidation going. God, whoever would have thought. And here's this piece. Not really showing any signs of brickage or even stone. Go figure. But I do have this piece here to keep supporting my my evidence, so at least I got that. And evidence for everybody else to get their jollies off to. But where's the bricks and where's the stone? It's various levels of melt, dude. That's an extreme case. You're cherry picking. Am I? And I got this piece here that supports the meltology. You see the bricks and mortar. I even have my receipts of this. So what's the excuses now? Don't think there are any. We'll get to that again later when I'm done. But look at this actual melt. And here's more actual melt of the bricks. More signs of various heat damage and melt with no tan transitions of any kind. And if this melted, why did these become this color? Questions and no answers as usual. We'll leave that alone again. Get back to that. But here's actual red brick melt as well. This guy's crazy. He don't have receipts. He has no evidence of anything. He's completely trying to deny all melt. No, I'm not. Stop assuming things. It makes you look foolish. And no, I don't think because I'm supporting fossils and petrification, I don't think it's millions and millions of fucking years old. So you can get off your high horse with that and stop trying to hijack what I'm saying and twisting it into your own stupid context to try to disprove me. Which isn't working, by the way. But here is this melted brick. Clear evidence. Clear evidence. You can see it, you can put your hands on it. There's no tan transitions in here. At what point does this red brick become tan? And not just black or gray? Anyone care to explain that? You can't. And this doesn't show any signs of weathering or elemental chemistry changes or nothing. This has just been heated and melted, period. And for anyone who finds any discoloration in their bricks, there's an explanation for that. There's an explanation for that. Apologies, let me say that again. There's an explanation for that. You just need to, see it. And want to see it and stop ignoring it. But here's this one. Again, clear signs of melt and deformed and melted. Let's get this big old melt of globulin melt out of here. Let's show this ball of melt. Boy, I got some pretty cool actual melt here, don't I? Boy, look at this. But aren't you just proving yourself by showing this stuff? No, because I never said melt didn't exist. But these bricks here clearly became stone, didn't they? See the mortar and the stone? Man, I guess I was wrong. I forgot I had that piece actually until I went out and found it. Funny how things happen like that. But here's this actual piece of melt. As you can clearly see. No bullshit going on here. Yes, when I say I have my receipts, I have them. I expect other people to have theirs and stop bullshitting everyone. So there's this interesting thing of melt. Who's to say what this material actually was? There's no reason to assume because you can't honestly think for a second you can figure out what the hell this thing used to be. So let's get that out of the way. And let's show this nice big piece of melt. This is my biggest piece. Try to put this thing into scale here a little bit. Look at this big boy of melt. Various materials mixed together and melted together, and etc. Vitrified, got that glass look to it, that glass sheen. It's got this charcoaling in here. It's got all this other stuff going on. And I'd be a fool to assume that I know what this is a mix of, because I don't know. And neither do you. No one does. But this is clearly self-evident of melt, real, actual, true meltology, which I think the plasma had some influence on. So I've tried to explain, I don't know how many times now. But this is the only proof of actual melt I've ever seen. And I'm not talking about pareidolia melt, which people seem to be completely convinced of for some reason, because of, psychosis of some sort, I suppose. Guess that's just I'm just gonna call it a psychosis at this point. But I do have this piece, so I guess correction. But here's this melt. Really nice, massive piece of it here. And yeah, like I said, I support melt. I have my evidence. So I really wish people can learn to differentiate what I'm talking about. It'd make you look less stupid if you knew what the hell I was actually talking about and trying to address. Sorry, I need to try to be nicer about this. I'm working on it. It's just, you're going to put up with so much. Yeah, I'm not even going to go there. But you're going to put up with so much of it after a while. People just being willfully ignorant. Because they fell for a trap and went down the rabbit hole and never got back out. But, again, actual melt. More actual melt. More actual melt and damage on bricks. More actual damage and melt on bricks, even with vitrification on this one, but somehow it retained its color. Very strange, isn't it? It got so hot it vitrified this part, but didn't vitrify this part. Very strange. Where's that fine line at when these bricks change colors? It's very fascinating that no one asks these questions or care to even try to answer them, because rabbit holes will do that. But then there's this one again, real quick. It's got clear signs of burn damage here. Looked like it even liquefied and started to melt like a wax, but it still retained its color. On the inside, it's got the tan brick matrix. Very strange. To keep assuming heat's what's causing these bricks to change colors, even though they do with evidence right here. But the point is, I'm saying the transition from red to tan. So let's not take what I'm saying out of context, which has been happening nonstop. So there's this sign of evidence of melt and of this brick, but yet it still magically kept its brick tan mixture matrix intact. Gee, I wonder why that happened. You can't have your cake and eat it too. Then there's this thing. And there's the, oh, we got you moment. Did you? I'm here supporting what you're saying. Because I got my evidence right here. Come on, Oreo. You goober. But I'm going to explain this. This isn't melt just because there's a red brick in there. And I found this in the creek also. I see this stuff all over the place. When I'm out, like, in certain areas and whatnot. And what this is a concrete. It's not melted shit put together by some thing. This is concrete where whoever mixed it had extra bricks laying around and they tossed a brick in there. You can see the fine lines of this brick. If this was melted, it would have been fused together with this material. It's not. There's a clear, distinct line. This was thrown into the mix for reasons. I'm not a freaking mason. I don't know why they did it, but they did. But this is just a concrete with brick thrown into it. They do that sometimes, especially if it's going to be something that's in the ground and you're not going to see it. Like, oh, we have this, we mixed up this concrete or cement or whatever, we have some of these extra bricks laying around. They're broken or they're trashed or they're not going to be used. So let's just throw them in the mix, and why not? It's really that easy to explain that one. But anyway, let's go into more of this vitrification and actual melt. Look at this nice piece. This is a really nice piece of melt, boys and girls. And look at this thing. It's a beauty. A thing of beauty. Very cool. Very cool. You actually see the evidence of what actual melt looks like. But I do have this as proof as well. I can't keep forgetting I got that right there. Because you can see the red brick and the mortar. That's obviously a piece of melted infrastructure there. It's undeniable. Then this really cool piece. Right on. Real melt is cool. Let's just go on ahead and open up some of my other collections of melt I have. Oh boy, I have a lot of this stuff. Vitrified glass, green glass looking material. Gee, I do have my receipts. More glass. This is all vitrified material from actual extremely, extremely high temperatures that I found throughout the creek. Rock Creek. All of this has been found in Rock Creek. I really don't want to take all these out, but you can kind of see where this is going. Just different types of melt I've collected up through different stages. So yes, I know what the hell I'm looking about and talk about when I say melt. Man, very fascinating. Just melt for days, and I've collected a lot of it, so let's stop assuming I don't know what the hell I'm talking about, please. I'd appreciate it. Because I have all my evidence and my receipts. And I even got that now to further support that I was wrong. But no, I never once said I didn't support melt. The only point I was trying to make is I didn't believe some of the theories that were running around because they can't be proven. There's nothing definitive. There's nothing definitive about anything anyone's trying to support as brick turning into stone. You can't prove this brick is going to turn into a stone. You can't prove this is going to turn into a stone. You can't prove this is going to turn into a stone. All they ever do when they get hot is they do this type of shit right here. They burn and deform. I don't see any stone on any of these. And just for the sake of it, let me go off over here and grab another real good piece of melt. Oh boy, I got a whole bunch of weird stuff and research I got going on over here. Got bags of documentations and other things. Research of all sorts of stuff. Yeah, I don't know what I'm talking about. I don't have any evidence. I got pieces of raw granite here that I found in the Rock Creek by the cemetery. That these pieces were cut, and this is the raw part. And this was found in the creek. So it's fascinating to know that this was in water and moisture and freezing over many years, and it's not flaking like those buildings were in the cemetery. I was taking note of that. Yes, research and other things. But let's get on with this piece here. And get some more of these extra pieces. I apologize for that. I wasn't planning on grabbing these pieces until the last second. And also I've noticed when red brick gets really hot. So there's all this evidence of melt. I'm not going to pull all of it out. I don't have to. That'd be foolish. I think the point has been made. I got clear evidence and my full receipts of melt. But I'll get back to those other containers of melt collection as well. I got more, so let's not kid yourselves. Here, I think, is a red brick that has melted down to this stage. I only say that because it appears there's some actual red left in this, maybe, somewhere. But this could very well have been a red brick mixed in with some other stuff when it melted down. I found this piece over by Wood Castle. That's like the only bit of red left on it. There's this little piece like right here. So does that prove this was a red brick once? It's possible. But none of these have red in them. It's all black and charcoal. So there's that melted brick. I don't see any gray or tan in there. I don't see any tan. Red to tan going on. Here's what another piece of red melted brick looks like. This one melted like wax. I can only assume this is a melted red brick. And the same with this piece here. This actually has a little bit of the red still on it. Of course, my camera never wants to focus when I need it to. Can you please focus? There's some of that red is. And it matches up with the other stuff over here, sorta. Let's get that out of the way. Haven't verified what this piece is yet. I'm assuming it was an old red brick. Ooh, there's a spider on it. Cool. Anyway, I'm assuming that's red brick. But I don't see any stone in any of these. Where's the stone at? At what point do these become stone? Besides looking like this. Oh wait, I do have this bit of evidence still. I keep forgetting I have my proof of melt right here. Just haven't readjusted my thoughts yet, I guess. Because there's the mortar, there's the brick. I found that in the Rock Creek, amongst other various things I find out there. But I don't see any stone in this really cooked out brick. All I see is melt. Why do these bricks never show any signs of transitioning to stone? All they ever do is this. They cook out, darken, and gray. And become other various gross colors because the chemistry in the brick starts to change at different heats. And makes this weird looking stuff. Don't see any stone. All I see is weathering and elemental chemicals and environmental chemistries and all the other stuff affecting these bricks differently. But I still do have this. And let's see. Let's open up this thing of melt. This thing has melt in it. Just bigger pieces, so I had to put it in a bigger container. I'm not going to pull all of them out. I'll just quickly show them. Okay, let's see. Well, I like having actual evidence of melt, what real melt looks like, and no weird transitions of brick to stone in any of the evidence. Pretty magical how that seems to have happened. All you ever see is this stuff or that. There's no, where's the fine line where those become brick? Those bricks become stone. I've not seen that magical fine line yet. All they ever do is look like that when they cook out. Or like this here. They either look like that, or like that, or like that, or like that, and or like this. To varying degrees, of course. These are just examples I happen to have. But not a single piece I've ever seen in the last 2 years of looking at bricks and collecting them up and finding them in the grounds in various locations have I ever seen a brick that was still a brick material with the rock matrix fused in with it. I still have yet to see it. Oh wait, that's right, I got this piece. Because see, that's it, that's the proof. It's pretty cool. But there's this piece of melt. There's other pieces in here. Again, I'm not going to yank all these out. Let's put these out of the way. Let's get this container of melt over here. Oh man, this is awesome. I really do have a nice collection of this melt stuff. to support everything I've been saying. And I don't see any red brick in here, and I don't see any stone. All I see is clearly evidence of actual melt here, where the actual material is transitioned into a vitrified material. So where's the fine line where the bricks become stone? Yeah. This piece has got some dirty crap on it still. This has some weird form of mineralization on it. In fact, this might be a rock. Some of the remains of the rock before it transitioned into this vitrified material. I think this is what's left of the actual rock before it transformed into this vitrified glass stuff. So there's your evidence of that. At least rocks can transition to this glass. And I guess to a point bricks can as well. But I don't see any stone on there, or rock. Let's get this pieces put up. Oh, let's get the last container out. Oh, Mr. Oreo, over here listening to me over here. Oreo. He wants to be on the spotlight. Look at him. What are you doing there, buddy? Good cat. He's like, yes, I'm awesome. Anyways, onto this melt. You see, it's got that green vitrified color to it, which they find this stuff in Scotland and stuff, where that actual fortress made of stone melted and became that green vitrified material. And there's more stuff. This looks like a rock with the transition of the green vitrification going on. Still got some of the rock qualities. Yeah, this one seems to have some of what's left of the rock. I don't see any red brick or tan brick in there. It's clearly a melted down piece of organic material. Unless this is some sort of mineralization that got on here and was coating it from sitting in the creek, calcifying, if you will. Regardless. Okay then. There's some evidence and receipts of that supports this being meltology. I mean, look at this thing. Isn't that what it is? Well, to make this, just to go and hit, just, you know, to go ahead and end this video before it goes on too much longer. Actual melt. Kids making their messes. There's actual melt. Actual damaged and heated bricks that show no signs of transitioning to stone anywhere ever. And there's that thing of mortar where some guy threw a red brick into the mix. When the mortar was still, the concrete was still wet, they threw it in there and mixed it in there. But then I have this one here. So do you all honestly think this is melt? I mean, you see the mortar and the brick, right? But I'm gonna burst your bubble because this is not melt. This is a pareidolia. Because I broke this open. And I found fossils in it. This is a classic case of pareidolia. I just showed you how easy it is to trick yourself or people into seeing what they want to see. This has got fossils in it. This was never fucking brick. This has always been, well, it hasn't always been this material, but it was turned into this through an event or however, whatever the hell created this. But this is just limestone. A very unique blend of limestone. And there's a little guy there. Try not to hurt him. But no, this has fossils in it. If this is transition brick, why is this fossil in there? Mister, I don't show the damn evidence up close and I can't keep my phone steady. Yeah, I'm addressing you, Shawnee. I should just start calling you Shoddy instead. Shoddy B. Because you can't fucking show any evidence and prove your point. Well, I bring all my evidence and my receipts, and I just literally showed you how easy it is to trick people. I bet you several people thought that was actual melt. And I just proved to you how stupid it is. Yet again. With evidence and receipts that I can actually bring. Boy, look at that. What's that shell doing in this tan cream brick? I don't know. Sorry, I don't mean to address people directly, but he made a hit piece on me already, so I figured it was only fair I addressed him at least once. Man, look at that shell indention in there. That shell left the indention there. So no, this isn't melt. It isn't bricks. It kind of looks like it though, doesn't it? Gee, I wonder why that happened, or happens the way it does. I think that's called pareidolia and stupidity. People just want to see what the fuck they want to see. Because it's comfortable to them, makes them happy. So no, spoiler, this isn't meltology. It's just a piece of limestone or other various materials that just put on the appearance of melted brick. But there you have it. I'm just going to go ahead and just end that there. It's all I really wanted to do. Pretty fascinating, isn't it? What's that shell doing in there? Did they make it like that? Apparently they did. There you have it. Yet again, disproving and destroying the stupid bricks transitioning to stone through melt. When I actually showed the actual evidence of what melt looks like, and what damaged heated bricks look like, and when they melt, this is what a brick looks like. This is what they look like when they melt. They don't look like whatever the hell you actually thought that was. So, sorry, I apologize. This came off a little abrasive towards the end. I greatly do apologize, but I just don't, whatever. I'm at a loss of words. But there's your evidence of melt, people. That fossil shouldn't be in there if this was a brick. You can see the outline of this brick here, right? With the mortar. There you go. Again, I apologize, but there it is. I like to see other people's receipts, and just them, them to show me, and not them to show me random ass walls of no evidence. Or why would they put that random brick in the wall? I don't know. That's a fucking you problem. That's not me. I'm not asking the stupid question. You are. I've already answered that question to myself. I don't need to answer it. So there's actual melt. Let's get this over here. Here's actual melt. Right here. Actual melt. And yet again, I don't see any magical stone transitioning into here. All I see is discoloration and deformation. So I'm still waiting for that brick with the stone matrix. I'm not going to see it, but y'all can keep trying for that I got you moment, but it's not going to happen. You're not going to see a brick with stone matrix, ever. So there's actual melt. Yet again. Receipts and all. And I've already explained why you see bricks and random mortar and concrete like this. It's really not that hard to figure out. Please stop being stupid. This was mixed like that and they put the brick in there. It's better than being wasteful. Might as well throw it in something and put it to use. And then there's this Obviously not melt, but limestone. There's some shells in there. So I apologize again for this video going on as long as it did. And yeah, until someone can show me a perfectly transitioned brick with the brick matrix, and then, you know, the stone matrix fused in with the brick, you don't have anything. That's the evidence I want, and no one can provide it. So you all have fun with that one. You can believe what you want, but stop misleading people. The copium is doesn't look good either. People are coping pretty hard after I ripped on some of those videos. In those videos of me saying I don't believe in transitioned brick to stone, people seem to be coping pretty damn hard. So that's on them. You're free to do what you want, but I'm going to keep showing my evidence that disproves this. And guess I'm going to finally end that there. Hopefully you enjoyed, and don't take it personally.